eternal validity of the soul, Seth speaks. So this chapter gives the wisdom of reincarnation, dreams, and the hidden male and female within the self. So to continue, so our personality, Seth Master says, our personality is not just built from this lifetime. So it's a blend of many past various of us from reincarnated lives, even if we are not aware of it. Like for example, like to make 100 count, so each one once in that series. So when we count 100 once, total it makes 100, right? So that we consider only the number 100, but that 100 is in that 100 there are 100 single ones, isn't it? 1 plus 1 plus 1. So this 100 makes the count 100, total 100. So what we only consider the number 100, and also as if in a glass of water there are number of drops. So each drop adds a glass of water, each drops makes a glass of water. So when we are here, not only us, so each and every human being here on earth is um, their personality, their behavior, their intellect, their knowledge, the wisdom. So it's the accumulation, it's the added of each and every past life. Like so, but we are not aware of it. So we only see if anything needs to change in us. So we think like, okay, I have acquired from this lifetime. So something has happened in this lifetime. But there are multiple layers in us which are hidden in this present life, in this present physical incarnation, right? So we have to remember this point, because everything, the next continuation is based on this. So unless we understand ourself, our present self now, we can't go ahead and we can't understand. So what's the characteristics of that is hidden in us, how it is helping. So we are unconsciously, Seth Master says, that we are unconsciously tapping into this deep personal history. So we do have history. Every one of us, we do have history. So the past lives are called history. So unconsciously, we are tapping into this deep history, personal history, all the time, drawing strengths. We draw some strengths, talents, preferences from which we were, from which the who we are been before. So if we like something, why we are preferring that? So there is a reason. There should be a reason. Just like we can't say that I like this. So since the childhood, so from the childhood, so we prefer something. So why we are in the preferences and the talent also. So we know we have multiple examples of young children with great talent, with different talent. So we think that if someone believes in past lives, so we think that we can understand easily that this is from past incarnations. It's not like they don't, so parents or the environment is such that they don't have they didn't have learned the talent, but from the childhood they used to. But not only the childhood, here we have to break that myth. Not only the talents that are exposed in the childhood, even in any middle of our life, we acquired some strength, we acquired some talents because of this past life, because of this past life memories. So our consciousness tap those energies, tap those memories which are strength in the past life. And if it is useful in this life, So we are drawing that strength. We are drawing that strength means the knowledge from the past life. Okay, so sometimes like pieces of those past life, they bubble up to the surface. Oh, so but we don't recognize them as actual memories. So actual, what is the, or why Seth Master has mentioned here the actual memories? We think that we whenever a memory pops up in our life now, so we think that okay, this is a memory from my childhood, this is a memory from where I have experienced it, so and so. But here sometimes even the root cause may be there's just a memory, but that memory, the root cause of that memory may be from the past life. Like, so same some like physical issues, we can say, like the physical challenges, something, anything, maybe that come from the root cause is from the past life, maybe a trauma. So since some children, so some people, they have certain traumas, they don't go in the dark, they don't go in the when there is absence of light, they don't go into certain places. Or sometimes a repeating dreams, and in those dreams none of the people in the dream that person might know in this lifetime. So there are, all those are like past memories, past life memories. So here why he said the actual memories. So actual, the word actual he meant is from the past life, not from this lifetime. Not all we can say, but few of most of our memories. So instead, they might show up. So where they show up? They show up in the dreams, daydreams, or even the stories, characters, or ideas we put into art and writing. So mostly in the creative part. So like see, like some story writers or some writers, they feel like they intuitively they think like this is from they have created it. But sometimes in their writings, unknowingly, they are tapping their past life memories. It might be their own story in the past. So so this is what in the art also. So they earlier they did one experiment with the children who are being aggressive, who are too emotional. So I read this article long back. So in that, one child, he only picked only one color, that's black, and he just scribbling it on the paper with black color. They are not too young children, so they are like 10 years maybe. So, so they can't understand. The family is good. He's happy with the family. But why when he is doing so, he only picks, it's like parents, they said to the psychiatrist that he only picks black color. He won't select any other colors. So here, like something that's being carried, so even the child is not aware of it, right? So this is how the memories impact and influence our present, our current life, and how to know how to be. We need little awareness and also meditation. Meditate, and meditate. Meditation helps a lot. Okay, now coming to the wisdom part, coming to the session. So anima and animus. So let me remind you. So anima is the hidden feminine energies in the physical male, in the gender. So the male has the hidden energies of feminine. Feminine energies is called anima. And animus is the hidden masculine energies in female. So these anima and animus, they work together. So they represent the font of creativity, physically as well as psychically, right? So let us know let us derive the characteristics of anima and animus here. Now, the anima that represents the initial inwardness. It represents the inwardness. That means like brooding. So it's like thinking deeply, caring, intuitive, and inside tuning characteristics, the inward focusing. So from which the creativity comes. It's completely like inwards, anima. And it's not passive. Seth Master says it's not passive, but it's just motionless. So some creativity, so it's like deep thoughts. You can consider it as deep thoughts, deep emotions, which are not being manifested. Now, coming in simple words here, the stronger inner longing to surrender or to be carried away by something greater like emotion. So it's been carried away with emotion or intuition. It's associated here with anima, so the inner feminine aspect of the psyche, which is intuitive, emotional, and receptive. So these are the characteristics of anima: intuitive, emotional, and receptive. So whereas animus is hidden masculine energies in female, right? So it's like hidden masculine energies. This is contrast to anima. Anima is completely inward. It's about our emotions, about our intuition, about our thoughts. But animus is like inner masculine aspect, which is logical, assertive, and active. So it is inactive. Anima is inactive, motionless, but this is active. So it represents the drive to externalize, to act, or to express. So these are the characteristics of anima and animus. So the anima draws the personality inward towards introspection, rest, and activity, but just as strongly the animus pushes outward, urging action. So this is completely inward, and the animus, it's like putting into some action. So manifestation, physical engagement with the world. That is animus. It's not like, whatever the creativity that comes, that gives us it's a anima. And the whatever the creativity, the creative thoughts that the intuitive thoughts that we feel when we put into action, when it gets manifested, it's because of the animus. Okay, so it's a psychological balance. So when in a male, so when he is completely into the practical world, when he is completely into the logic side, so then this anima acts like a aid, and it draws him inwards. It makes him to think inwards, like to balance, stabilizing factor. So, and also in the female, in the female, when the female is completely like inwards, completely into her. So this animus in her, the masculine energies, pushes her energies to put into some action, like creative thoughts, or something creativeness comes out, is due to the energies of animus that is hidden in her, right? So this is we are, every one of us, we are the combination of anima and animus. Okay, so it's like psychological balance. The whole self is a combination of both anima and animus, creation and manifestation. So creation in the sense creative thoughts, intuition, so and the manifestation. So we are the combination of both. Now we are aware of this. No, before, when we are not aware of this concept, so we are being unconsciously being carried away, driven away by these energies. Now we are aware of this. Now we can understand about, so this wisdom, this part makes us to understand about our own self. Okay, something lagging behind, anything is lagging behind, something, that means we got disconnected from ourself. So that's the true self of us, anima and man. So when we are got disconnected, so we are being more driven into this practical world. So though the female or the male, so we have to make that balance. So when we are too much into practical, too much into logical, it's the time to think about inward. It's the time to see inward. So when we are completely surrounded, when we are completely with our own self, we are not engaging with the world. We are not engaging with the society or the family members, or we are not putting something into manifestation. That means we are lagging behind some masculine energies. So that means we have to push ourselves. Okay, this is what happening with me. So I have to go ahead with this. I have to put some action. So that's how we can bring balance in ourselves emotionally and psychically, and like behavior. So the personality even changes. So then that means we are now aware. That little awareness is enough. Awareness is not like something vast, so we have to be aware of each and every thought. The little awareness, we all do have that little awareness in us. Are we not aware of locking the door when we go out? Or we are not aware of switching off the TV or switching off the on. So anything that means we do have that quality of awareness. But that practical awareness, we have to put some, which we are using it practically. That little awareness, we need to go, we have to build to go towards inwards within ourselves. That's it. That's not something that we need to acquire from outside, or that needs to be practically, we need to build something by doing some techniques. If you are interested, yes, you can go ahead with the techniques, but we should not force yourself. We should not keep burden. So whatever we are aware of in the physical world, that we should be aware with our own self. So this is how we can bring balance in our lives. So Seth Master says our true self is made of both male and female traits. So in physical life, we have to focus, like it's mandatory. Like we focus on one side, either male or female, depending on the gender that we have chosen in the present life, right? And because of the body and because of our role, as a female we have certain roles, as a male they have certain roles. So as so this, but we are too much into our identity, the physical identity. What that is what Seth Master want to say. We are too much into that physical identity, but our true self, we generally think that this is my true self, this is my true nature. But this is not at all true. Our true self is both male and female, the combination of male and female. It's not only for the gods, the Ardhanarishwara. We think like only it is confined to only to the divine, the Shiva and Parvati. So no, they are representing us, right? So it's like we have to make that balance. So here, as we are more tend to our depending on the gender that about our body, but here we need to get some balance. We have to get connected with our true self. And this is how each and every soul, when it takes the birth of a male and female, okay, so it balances, the anima and animus balances. If it's a male, anima balances. If it's a female, animus balances. And all these incarnations, these energies act like a stabilizing factor. And what will happen after the final incarnation? The soul has to reach to the final incarnation. It will reach one or the other day. Other day means any time, right? The final incarnation. What will happen then? So then we don't need any body, right? After final incarnation, we don't need any body, or the both sides can, we don't need any body, or we don't need to carry certain roles which are uh, especially meant to that gender. Okay, so what will happen to these energies then, which are acting like an aid? So these both energies, they fully blend. So that balance is what lets our full true self finally come through. That's the blend of energies, and whatever the energies that are hidden, which is acting as a aid to this personality, this is this physical body. So either male or female, after the final incarnation, these two energies, they blend. Okay, so Seth Master explains us now coming to the next concept. So Seth Master explains us the reason behind separation in this dimension. So why we are why we are not actually, these energies are not, why it is not blend from the initial stage. So why it is acting, one energy is acting physically making, and one energy is acting like an unconsciousness. So unconsciously it is acting like an aid. So one is in energy form, one is in the physical form, isn't it? So why we got this separation? So the reason have to be, like he says, very particular way in which mankind has chosen, that means the mankind itself, the mankind has chosen to evolve and use his abilities. In order to use our abilities, so the mankind, we have chosen this type of separation. So if it is blend, then we can't tap those strength. We can't understand the true self of us. So the contrast here, the contrast helps us to understand the true self. And this contrast, so whatever be here in the physical life as well, when we are experiencing some contrast, so some contrast experiences, so these experiences make us to build to tap those strength and also the abilities which are hidden in us, as each and every experience is important. And here also, these energies, which are something is hidden and something is we can see physically, that means, so when we choose some contrast, so this contrast brings no embrace our ability. So it's like whatever the hidden potential it comes up. So personally can't be fully understood without the anima. So personality. It's not the personality. When we judge someone, that means we only see the physical form of him or her. But the actual personality is we can't understand until we understand the anima, the feminine and animus inner forces in that particular person, to understand about us, forget about others. So in order to understand about us, so whom we are, so what are we, so this personality of us, unless we can't understand the anima and animus in us, we can't derive the personality, we can't understand the personality. So the whole self, the soul, the whole self lives many lives through reincarnation, isn't it? The soul takes few male births and few female. So the pattern is flexible. So here again, there is no like a strict rule that this one soul has to take these many female births and these many male births, like equal 50-50. So this pattern is flexible, allowing for, why this pattern is flexible for different experiences. And this is one of the reason of why the mankind has chosen this contrast. So a soul can choose to live many lives as male or female, but doing that has as many females. So it's like free will, right? The soul can choose as many lives as male and female. But Seth Master says but doing this, that means choosing only to certain gender, like multiple male births or multiple female births, there is a one drawback. And what is that drawback? It limits the personal growth. It limits the soul's personal growth. To fully evolve, the soul needs to balance both masculine and feminine traits and feminine births, or we can say lives. So the balance leads to the whole self. As there is no strict rules, but how often a soul must incarnate? There is no strict rules. As I said, there is no strict rules. A soul must reincarnate as equal number of births. The only requirement is that the soul must eventually experience life as both genders, to develop the traits and to go with each. So it doesn't mean like 50-50 split between male and female, equal number of births. some souls, like there is some souls, they find easier to express themselves as one gender. So they might be comfortable with male birth, they might be comfortable with female birth. Okay, so some other souls, they, that means they, it's not like equally we have to choose a equal number, like we can say like 500 generally they say 500 male births and 500 female births, but there is no strict rule. That's what they say, Seth master want to express. There is no strict rule that you have to take on 500 and 500. Some souls, they may take 700 or more than births as male or female. So in that process also they can evolve. It's a general thing that yes, the soul can't evolve by choosing only one single birth, but multiple times. It's just one understanding. But some souls have capability, so they can, with by taking many multiple the same birth, the same physical form, they can also evolve. Okay. But there are some other souls, they struggle with the opposite gender and they need more lives in that form to grow and balance out. So there is pros and cons both. So when your soul chooses many lives in one gender, the inner forces, anima feminine and the animus masculine, become even more important, isn't it? So because it has to balance, right? These anima and animus, they need to balance. If that soul is taking too many male births, then the anima has to be very active. So anima acts like a strength in him. So all the time the anima, he has to tap that anima. So it plays a crucial role. So these inner aspects help maintain balance even when the physical lives are one-sided. So this is the greatness of those energies, anima and animus. So, but we are not aware of that. The original pattern for the anima and animus comes from the whole self before it begins incarnating. So before we have started these incarnation lives, the original pattern of anima and animus is like a whole self. So from the whole self, we have chosen to reincarnate. So what is our true self then? The whole self, the true self is a combination of both anima and animus, that greater consciousness. So we are from that greater consciousness. So we have chosen to make certain, we have chosen to reincarnate as male or female. Then whatever from the whole self, whatever we have chosen, if the soul has chosen male, so this male, before reincarnating, before incarnation, this male, the animas in this from the whole self, it comes as an energy form in this physical body, right? So so the true self of us is the combination of both the anima and animus. So in the first physical life, the anima and animus are built in, so they become a kind of inner blueprint. The first physical life, okay, the anima and animus, that means the combination of feminine and masculine energies, they built in, they become the inner blueprint of us. So they are the original thing. So they are the original copy. So our original copy is the combination of anima and animus, but we only consider this life, this physical form. So this inner pattern stays with the soul throughout all the lives. So whatever these inner patterns. So if the soul has taken male, so the energy has to be anima, and like vice versa, reminding it as a true unified nature. So both male and female traits in balance. So that's why the anima and animus feel so emotionally powerful. So they carry a deep spiritual charge and can even take us. So these are the characteristics of both anima and animus, the combination, right? Not the combination, but it's like whatever the energies that are hidden. So even they are our spiritual growth. They help us in our spiritual growth as well, right? They are so emotionally powerful. and even they take on God-like qualities in dreams, symbols, or in relationships. And the qualities of the God, because from the original form of us is God, right? The higher consciousness. So when we tap those energies in us, we are tapping the God-like qualities. We are tapping the true self of us, right? So in precisely, we can say, like, in short, our soul doesn't need equal male or female lifetimes, but it must go through both. It's compulsory that the whole lifetime until the final incarnation, the soul can't choose, depend on only one physical form, only one physical gender, right? So that means here, here it has to go through male and female. Maybe the number may be not equal numbers, so but it has to go through both the genders. So the anima and animus help keep the inner balance and guide us back to our full and unified self, right? So let's continue in the next session, the remaining part, friends. How the male, how it acts in the male. So why the male is aggressive. And also Seth Master explains about the fetus, the relationship of fetus and to the mother. So when it's already in the womb, the anima and animus, these energies also, they will get activated in the womb itself, not only the physical, but after the physical birth. So how, and this great wisdom will be shared by Seth Master, and will continue in the next session. So this, like, I felt like very grateful and gratitude to Seth Master for sharing this profound wisdom, because I'm not aware of this completely before. So thank you so much then, friends. If at all you want to share anything, you can unmute, or we'll meet in the next session. Yeah, Usha.
Yeah, good morning, Sarada. Very, very promising session, actually. One point to add, what I am noticing now is, uh, as a female, when I am interacting with lot of men around, I see lot of complementary qualities in them. I see qualities which are not in me in them. When I notice that, and I am also complimenting my quality for them, and they compliment for me, and the balance is so beautiful. Just to give one example, whenever there are difficult situations or challenging situations, I see that both in the personal and the professional friend, the men around me are little shaken, right? Unable to approach the path to be taken. But when I go inwards and provide them a kind of planning, they take it and execute it so beautifully. Yeah, this happens, and your session today is so beautiful, where you said the execution part, if I take it in myself, it becomes a godlike quality, right? So that's why, we need to start seeing the complementary qualities from the other gender and try to inculcate those qualities inside of us so that we have a balance. Yeah. Thank you, Shara. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that's why, higher masters or Patri sir, they always suggest us to see the greatness in that person, not the complaints, not the weakness, but the greatness in each and every person. So that's how even we can build the quality of looking at great things in us. Right. Thank you, Usha. So, anyone, friends? Thanks for the message. Okay, let's meet in the next session then. Learn more about it. Thank you all and have a great time. Namaste.